Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Threat Assessment. And today we are back to talk about our Phyrexian overlords. May they forever reign. And the one we are going to be talking about today is Sheoldred, the Apocalypse. Sheoldred the Apocalypse is a 4-mana legendary creature Phyrexian Praetor costing 2 and 2 black. Sheoldred has Death Touch. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. And if that wasn't impressive enough, Sheoldred has a 4/5 for their power and toughness. Pretty impressive. So Sheoldred is a legendary creature. It can easily be the head of one of your opponent's commander decks. However, that's not to say that Sheoldred just doesn't have all-around strong value in any multicolor deck that includes black. You see, as Wizards continues to print and print and print more cards, every color continues to get better draw power. So while Sheoldred might be very strong at the helm, it is made even better by multicolor decks where its ability to drain life off of massive card draw can be capitalized upon. Now, if Sheoldred is at the helm, you're going to be wanting to watch out for card effects that mirror Sheoldred's ability to drain life when you draw cards. Cards like Underworld Dreams, dealing damage. Orcish Bowmasters, dealing damage when you draw cards. Also, cards like Greed, that essentially let the Sheoldred player just pay a black to draw a card. And of course, like I said, wheels, which are particularly dangerous because if you are constantly cycling your hand, you will be losing a ton of life if Sheoldred's on the field. Now, the card draw in general is not a bad thing. As a matter of fact, that's what most players want to be doing. The real problem comes when all of those damage sources sit on the battlefield. If you can keep Sheoldred or cards like Underworld Dreams or Orcish Bowmasters off the field, the rest of your opponent's deck is going to be sitting null and void as they continue to play cards that draw you into more answers for their threats. Now, opening it up to other colors allows for Sheoldred to capitalize quite a bit more. For instance, with red, you get access to cards like Wheel of Fortune or Pyroblast, simply being able to counter blue spells that might be aimed or wheels, or blue removal that might be targeted at Sheoldred. Green gives quite a bit of card draw, mostly to yourself, but considering Sheoldred is a 4/5 with Death Touch, the plethora of fight spells that Green has makes Sheoldred very good at just getting rid of your creatures. White might not seem like it, but it does have a few useful card draw spells. On top of the fact that White is simply just continuing to get stronger and stronger as Wizards prints cards. White's also very good at reanimating and bringing things back from the graveyard. Cards like Resurrection are just going to make it very hard to keep Sheoldred off the field. Blue is obvious just because of the mass amount of card draw that it provides, but it also gives access to counter spells. Like I said earlier with Pyroblast, blue has a much stronger suite of protection for keeping Sheoldred and those damage dealers alive. So if you sit down and your opponent breaks out a deck and Sheoldred's there at the helm, make sure to keep it off the field. You're not going to die by drawing cards if Sheoldred's not on the field. And if they're playing a multicolor deck and you begin drawing 2, 3, 4 cards a turn every time they cast a spell, keep an eye out, because if their hand is full, it's going to be chock full of protection for cards like Sheoldred that they are counting on to take you out of the game. Those are my thoughts about Sheoldred. And while I don't personally run Sheoldred in any of my decks yet, I do plan on building the Apocalypse. Let me know what you think about Sheoldred. Have you been drained out by a Peer into the Abyss, or have you gotten a really dark deal? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and let's keep assessing. Hey guys, just wanted to come in here and show off some of the pulls I got from the most recent Game Championship. It was sealed, and I was pretty impressed with what I hit. So right off the top here, you can see I've got Virtue of Knowledge, and I actually played this in my main deck. That enchantment doubling permanent ETB triggers is really, really good. Next here we have Beseech the Mirror from my prize pack. I took 3rd place out of a dozen people, went 5-1 essentially on my games to wins to losses between the 3 matches. So not too bad. Beseech the Mirror, making up a good pay. Opened Ristic Study in my sealed pack, which was really great, paid for the event. And as much as I wanted to play Ristic Study, I did not, but still really good pull. Next we have Smothering Tithe, and I also debated playing this one in my sealed deck, however, with fewer opponents in sealed than in Commander, really didn't feel worth it, but beautiful art. What a great card. Next, I've got a foil Polluted Bonds, and while I know this card really is nothing special, it's foil, and I didn't have a copy before, so I was really happy to get one. I actually debated playing Polluted Bonds next to the Virtue of Knowledge for the double trigger, but I figured in sealed that would just be 2 Magic Christmas lands to get going, especially 2 5-mana enchantments. That's just too late for sealed to be good. Restless Cottage, I actually opened this prize packs and really happy with the return of Manlands, and Restless Fortress, which paid off quite well. I opened this, played it in my sealed deck, and yeah, very impressed. Good Manlands. Good job, Wizards.